All right, hey, so here we go into Lab 7 recording. So we'll start off with the Vertex Shader. Let's see. So position pipeline, normal pipeline, that's all from class. Texture pipeline. Um, Actually, let's start with the outputs. So I've got the view space per vertex. View text, sorry, per vertex view space render. And then I've also got the object space render. So they both look identical. And as you can see, I also have the ambient color set to an ice texture, um, which looks like this. So if we hop over to the fragment shader real quick, I can show you the output. We'll start with the object space, object space render. You can clearly see the texture now. And then if I comment out all the object space information, then you have the view space render. So I guess I'll go through sort of what I'm doing. So pretty much I just add up all the lights into, and I run it through the Falling reflectance algorithm. Yeah, and then pretty much the way everything's in world space, all the points for the lights are in world space, and then to convert them into different spaces, what I do is I create this light view position, and I create a temporary light with that specific position, and then I pass that light into the Phong reflectance function. This isn't the most efficient thing ever. I think there are probably better ways to do this that involve, like, if I just pass this variable in, I don't have to create a whole nother light. But it's just assignments, so I don't think it takes up that much space. And then I also, to get the camera in the correct space, I have a camera pipeline. So it sets up a inverse model matrix, and then I have the camera position in camera space, which is 0, and then in the object space, I just do the inverse of the model matrix, or the inverse model matrix, to get it from camera space to object space. I set the global ambient color to the texture. That's how I set up the texture. And this is pretty much all the colors. This is the color in it. So as you can see, I'm passing in camera object here, and to get the light object, because I use this, makes doing the inverse calculation up here is just easier because I use it down here. And that's pretty much per vertex. I've got 2 different for loops for view space and object space. But then when we go to fragment, I only have 1 for loop, and I just change the varyings. So to do that, I have the normal, the position, the camera position, and the matrix I use to adjust the lighting position. And then I have some common varyings for the color. So I could make global ambient color also a varying. That was one thing that I could have done, but just for the sake of getting it to work, I didn't do. I normalized the n of v normal, so I just use n instead of v normal, because you get that weird scaling issue when you go from the vertex to the pixel shader, or the fragment shader. So I use vmat to get that to the light in the correct space. So then I create that temporary light, and then I pass it into the Phong reflectance with the V position, the normal, the V diffuse color, V specular color, and V camera position. So most of the calculations for this are taken from the vertex shader, except for this calculating the light's position. Yeah, and then it just outs the color at the bottom here. I actually don't. This is nothing. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. I have some reusable functions here. I've sort of just copy and pasted. I don't know if there's a better way to do that, but that's what I've done. And yeah, that's everything. Awesome. Thanks for watching. Later.